So one of the reasons that we are bringing on young entrepreneurs on to work with the coach is to showcase these people who are up and coming, who come from neighborhoods that aren't tended to the way that they should be tended to, and kids who go to high schools that don't get the recognition and they don't get the credit that they deserve. So we want to bring more attention to all of these amazing young men that are overlooked every day, that are judged and that are put in certain boxes by other people, thinking that everyone growing up in this area might be a bad person or might be up to no good or might not have love and compassion and goals. But that's the complete opposite. Most of the kids that I run into at these high schools that are mostly minorities are goal-oriented. They're amazing kids, and they're all about helping each other out and networking and building and pushing each other to the next level. So what you need to stop doing is judging books by their cover and start actually opening them up and reading them, and I guarantee you that you'll find a lot more than you thought you'd find.
Start. Hi, my name is Nygel Lewis. I'm 18 years old, and next year I will be attending UCLA.
I'm Nathan Purtle, CEO of Work with the Coach, sitting here with Nygel Lewis. So the first question is, what was your childhood like? Describe moments that shaped you into the person that you are today.
Okay, so I grew up in the Crenshaw district in an 8-person household, me and my mom. I have 4 younger sisters, 3 little brothers, so big household, not a lot of space. Grew up in like rats and roaches. So I'm sharing a space that's not really healthy, but there's a lot of love in the household. So I learned how to love, whether you're poor, whether you're rich. Like love was really the only way I got through that tough time. And my mom got abused, seeing her get knocked down, but get back up a lot. So those moments has really shaped me into who I am. I just learned how to always get back up. And that's a woman who has 8 kids and getting abused mentally, spiritually, emotionally, but gets back up at the end of the day. So I took that into consideration in how I move in life. I just get up. It doesn't matter what happens to me, like I'll get back up.
And a lot of times when people hear the name Crenshaw, sometimes that they get a little afraid. They're like, oh, this person's from Crenshaw. But there's a lot of amazing people and a lot of things that go on in Crenshaw. How would you say that being from such an influential area has had an impact on your life and things that you've learned from growing up and living in Crenshaw?
Growing up in the Crenshaw district, you really learn how to do everything. You learn how to code switch. You learn what not to do and what to do, because you're growing up in an environment that takes the gang life is pretty serious. So you watch what you wear, but you also learn how to become wise in and out of school. Because in the Crenshaw district, we are taught that like sports and school is really the way out. That's the one way. Those are 2 ways you have out of your environment. So if you don't take advantage of those 2 things, 9 times out of 9 you won't get out if you're not trying to be a rapper or anything like that. So it's always been just like go to school, play football, play a sport, but school first. Because there's no sports without school. So growing up in that type of life, we grew up in a place where it's not a lot of ways out. It's not a lot of ways out. And you got 2 options. You're going to be a gang member or you're going to be dead. And if you don't want to do that, then you got to go to school. And you got to get out. Somehow, somewhere, you got to get out of here. So the Crenshaw district teaches you, like, give you a sense of determination. Like, if you want to get out, you can. We got greats from our city, like Anthony Thomas, Nipsey Hussle, like all type of people who you've heard of, they're famous, but they come from an environment that forces you to get out. Definitely get back, but get out of that circumstance. So that's really what I learned from growing up in the district.
Feel that. And how did you overcome adversities within your environment? Because I know there were a lot of things that were thrown at you on a daily basis. How did you overcome that? And do you have any words for people who are trying to overcome adversity?
Adversity, I would say football. Like playing football really is what got me out of my adversity. Because when I say what adversity is, really problems that I created for myself. So when I was younger, at the age of like 12 or 13, I was interested in being a gang member, sold drugs, like robbed people, did all the things that they expect you to do as a young, black man in America. And playing football gave me a way out. It gave me a way to release that energy. So playing football, like any sport, riding, just something that would get you out, like something that you can free your mind, so you don't have to hurt people. Even if you are damaged and broken, you don't have to hurt people. So to overcome that adversity, you gotta find something that you love more than anything that you put first. Like I found interest in football, and through that, I started liking school because I realized I gotta have a certain grade point average to play. So my love for football translated into everything that I do in my life. So even though now I don't play football anymore, through that one avenue, I found like 5 or 6 different passions, different ways that I can release energy without harming other people. So that's really the best way to overcome adversity. Like you young, you're a teenager, you really don't have anybody on your side right now. Find something you love, like pray, find God, find something that really interests you to the point where you'll make that sacrifice to be different, to not be like your friends, to not be like your environment, to not go become a gang member, to not be anything that they expect you to be. Like you can be wherever you want to be. It's your choice.
And so another question is, you decided to stop playing football and go to college on an academic scholarship, even though you were really great at football and you just won a state championship this year. What inspired you to let that go and to go after it on an academic?
Man, okay, this is a decision I fought with myself every day because I love football. I love it. But I realized a lot of minorities, we all play. Everybody plays, but nobody manages the money. And nobody takes themselves out of that situation to really manage the money and do the marketing and do the things that are done behind the scene. Everybody wants to be on the scene. So I took it upon myself and I found interest in being a sports agent and managing talent. And I realized that I can be effective on the other side, so that when my friends, they do go to the league, and anybody else who goes to the league that's a minority, they could be comfortable who they working with. Like it's a familiar face, it's somebody who doesn't just wear a suit and looks at you as a number. Like I chose academics because, I found a passion in it. I found out I'm good at school. And school has created a lot of different avenues. That's how I got to work with Nathan. I just going to school, making connections, and it opens doors. Like football definitely open doors. Like it's a great platform, but education it lasts a lot longer than playing in any sport ever will. Like get your education first, and then you can do anything. You can lose your legs, you still got your brain. Like your brain is gonna work. Like your education is solid. Wherever you go. And I'm not just talking about college, not about college. Like being knowledgeable in life, like that's education. Like yes, go to college if you need to, but knowledge goes deeper than just like institutional like education, like A's and B's. Like be wise in life, and that'll translate way longer than just you playing ball. So that's really why I chose academics over balling in college.
So a question that I really wanted to ask you, because especially with social media, you see so many people showing like get rich quick schemes and what success looks like, whether it's the private jets or the Rolexes or the parties or traveling the world. So my question to you is, what is your idea of success?
Man, okay, success to me is being able to no longer worry about money, because that's something that my family struggle with, my friends' family struggle with, everybody around me, we like poor. But we not poor, we not on the street, thank God, but we struggle with money. I can't have the nicest things and I gotta wear the same clothes over and over again. I don't have that, I got nothing else. So growing up in that type of environment, me becoming successful is being able to take away the stress of monetary gains, no more stress. Of you want something, you can have it, definitely work for it, but being able to have wants and needs and being able to really set my family up for something different. I want my younger brothers, to not have to worry about getting a job. But that's how a lot of times somebody, say in another ethnicity, somebody else will have money and they automatically have a job just because that person already set everything up. So I was thinking why couldn't I do that? Why couldn't I be the one to put my friend's kids on when you turn 14, come work for us and then we'll put you on something else. That's the that's the level of success I'm trying to reach, to the point where I can sit back, make my money, and then help other young men, young women, like all ethnicities, like definitely focus on minorities, but all ethnicities, and we all need help. Really help everybody elevate. So when I leave Earth one day, I can know I did something here that was actually like substantial, and not just me buying chains or having like a private jet, and all that stuff is great, but really impact somebody's life so that they could keep that cycle going. That's all it is. We all connected. So if I can fake Jews, then I don't know if I bless you, we bless them. Everybody can stay blessed. So that in the midst of all the chaos, all the bad people, like it'll be some solid people here still, you know, doing righteous things. So that's really what I think success is.
I feel that. And another question is growing up, you know, as a minority, growing up, you know, in a neighborhood where there's a lot of violence and gangs. My question is, how did you mentally make it through it to become, you know, the young man that you are today with so much structure and balance, and you're so calm? How did you make it through that and actually grow into the person that you are without being pulled down, you know, and becoming an evil person, or someone who is angry all the time? How did you?
Well, I thank God, first off, like, without him, I wouldn't be able to be calm, I wouldn't be able to be focused. Like, that's what really got me to calm down. But I also thank him for the outlets he gave me. Like, he gave me ball, he gave me football, right? But he also gave me, like, a community of people, like coaches, like Big U and G-Man and BC and all these people, my boy Holly, all these people who's, like, contributed to my life. Like, I didn't really have a mom growing up, so, like, because she left when I was 5. But I have so many, like, mom 1, mom 2, mom 3. It's just a whole village of people who took me in. So when I couldn't talk to my dad, I could talk to my coach. Like, when I couldn't talk to my coach, I could talk to one of my bros. Like, the biggest thing I learned, how to stay from understanding. You gotta connect. We humans, like, by human nature, we have to connect to people. So, like, my boy Noel, my boy Dan, my boy Darius, like, I got all these people I can list off the bat who's kept me sane, who, like, when I needed something, I was depressed, like, I could call my bro at 3 o'clock in the morning, like, yo, I need you. Like, I ain't even tell you, but man to man, like, bro, I'm hurt right now, and vice versa. Like, that's how I stayed calm. It wasn't because I'm just, like, the most strong-willed person. Yeah, like, I have discipline, and that's a big factor. But beyond that, like, I'm paying homage to those people who kept me sane when I lost my cool. Because, you know, we all lose our cool now and again. So, to those people, that's the real reason why I got to stay calm, why I didn't become a bad person, because I had good people on my left, people on my right. Like, I got people who really depend on me to be a good person, because I'm somebody to them. They somebody to me. I don't want to let, more so not let me down, I don't want to let them down. I don't want to let my godmom's down, April. I don't want to let her down. I don't want to let my pops down and go to jail and hurt somebody and just become everything like society expects me to be. Like, I'm so against that. I don't like that stereotype, because I know I have a lot more to offer. I see a lot of men, women, like, we have more to offer than just rapping or just, you know, being like ghetto and just like doing those type of things. Of course, you grow up in the hood, that's always gonna be in you, like the hood is in me. But I'm bigger than that. So I think wanting to be more than what I've seen, wanting to be more than just another black man in America, that's motivated me as well. My fam, my friends, like, they've all contributed to my success, so I definitely didn't do it by myself.
Yeah, I feel that. And another thing is, like, I know we've talked about it before, is manifestation.
Yeah.
And if you can see it, you can be it, and speaking things into existence.
Right.
And that's where I think they come up with the term nothing out of something, because you can have this idea of your life or your goals, and you can actually manifest that into real life. So I just want to know, like, for people out there who are going through something, who have goals and dreams, but they might not have the finances or the backing or, you know, the education level, what are your views on that?
Okay, so my views on that, I came from a poor environment in the Crenshaw district, grew up in an abusive household. My mom left me at 5, my mom got shot in at 15. I still struggle from day to day, not rich by any man's like standards. Education-wise, I had a 2.6 in middle school. I didn't get right until like 11th grade of high school. So throughout, I have struggled. there's gonna be struggles. There's gonna be moments where you feel like you can't do it. There's gonna be moments where you feel like you shouldn't do it. You should give up, and you have every reason to give up. I've been there before. I tried to commit suicide like five times. Like I've been at the lowest points, and I can say that vulnerably and humbly because I want y'all to understand that there are people out there who have been through what you've been through. You're not by yourself. Some situations, you know, you gotta just lean on God, but while you leaning on God, take it upon yourself to really find out why are you breathing, like why are you here, like what motivates you to get out the bed, because your life is a lot bigger than you. You got your family depending on you. Like you grew up in a bad neighborhood. You should be the reason why your family should never have to struggle no more. You take that into your heart, and shouldn't nobody stop you, shouldn't a situation stop you. Anything could happen to you, and you would have to get back up and, you know, dust yourself off, because you understand that it's bigger than you. Like my life is bigger than me now. I got 7 siblings. I got people who really need me to succeed, and that's, if you have no motivation in this life, find out your why. Don't worry about what they want you to be. Don't worry about who they want you to be. Don't worry about where you're at, your location. Find out your why. Like when you find out your why, like why you doing something, then you can manifest what you want to do. Then you can manifest who you want to become. But you gotta find out why. Like what are you breathing for and why are you here? When you find that out, it's unstoppable. That fire will never burn out because they can't take that away. A bad grade can't take that away. A coach can't take that away. You losing a family member can never take that away because you're gonna always hold on to why you started doing what you're doing. And you keep that in mind, you're unstoppable, period. There's nothing that can stop you. Like God on your side, can't nothing stop you in this world. But find out your why first. Everything else gonna follow.
I feel that. I feel that on the spiritual level. That's for real. All right. So another question is, how did you feel when you got accepted into UCLA?
To be honest, like, I just started geeking. I started screaming, running around, because I didn't try to get into UCLA. I really didn't want to go to any UC. It was all HBCUs for me, anti-UC, never wanted to go to UC, right? So I only applied because my counselor, Miss P, like forced me to apply. I just applied, like did the questions, whatever. I shrugged it off. I didn't care about the school because I really wanted to go to Howard. And when Howard denied me, it was like a wake-up call. I really had to think like where I'm gonna go. So I would probably end up going to Louisiana for Southern. But when I got accepted into UCLA, it was like that's what I needed. I needed that to feel like, because when I didn't get to Howard, like, I was down. I was like depressed. Like that was all my friends knew I was going. I just knew I was going to Howard. I just knew. Like I didn't get in. I was like, what's next? I'd have a plan B. That was plan A, B, and C. I'd have one. So when I got into UCLA, it's like that was like my second chance, and it just tied everything together. Like it made me feel like I could really do it, because that's a tough school to really get into. And you know, usually you go there for athletics. That's the only reason why you've been at campus. You're there to play football or play ball. So going there for academics was like, it was just, I felt like changed the game. Everybody asked me like, oh, you got offered? I'm like, nah, they got offered like academic. I got offered off that. And it's like seeing people perk up, like, oh really? It's like I get a chance now to change the stigma about like a black male on that type of campus. Like we not all athletes. There's nothing wrong with being an athlete, but we can think and like do just as much as you can do without, you know, leaning on our physical abilities. Like we have mental abilities just like everybody else. And I think I took it like a real like personal victory. I thank God. I take it as a personal victory because I worked super hard, like super duper hard, like to really like get into a good school, like a great school. I started high school like a 3.2, ended with a 4.2. So I just like tried to do like a whole turnaround, and throughout people died along the way to get in high school. I had surgery and all. So much stuff happened for me to get to that point. Like that was like last, like I got it all out. Like that was my last little victory. After that, I was cool. So getting to UCLA was like super big for me. Still super big for me. I take it humbly, but it's like I got a chance to show my community that we can do it there. Like you can get here without just balling. Like you can do both. Like do both, and then you can choose. Like I gave football up. I gave it up. When you got good grades, you can give it up. When you don't have good grades, you can't give it up. And that's what you needed. You don't want to need anything. You choose. You can choose. So like, that's really what it was. It was a hella turn on for me. That's what it was.
So, a question, deep question.
All right.
For the viewers here who tuned in, who heard a bit of your story and are inspired by you, the last question that I want to ask you is, who is Nygel? Define Nygel. If you had to define yourself.
Okay. Nygel is a person who's not perfect, who has a past, who, sold drugs, robbed people. I did live that life. That's a part of me just as much as UCLA is a part of me. It's also intellectual, a man that never gives up on anything, who realizes that life is a lot bigger than him. So, Nygel, don't ever think Nygel's being perfect. Don't ever think Nygel's being better than the average man. Just understand that he gonna work. 3 words, excuse my language, he gonna work. He gonna work until he can't work for nothing, until he in the grave. And then he gonna work in heaven. Like, he gonna work for the rest of his life. That's who I am. I don't wanna be that. I don't wanna be who society expects me to be. I don't wanna be who UCLA expects me to be. I don't wanna be within the constraints of anybody's expectations. I'm me. That's who I am.